Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Local Film Talk. I'm your host, Bob Walters, and we are talking today with Eryk Pruitt and Meredith Sause, two local filmmakers. Take two. Two local filmmakers who are going to be screening their latest short films at the Southern Gothic Film Hour at 106 Main in downtown Durham next week. That's November 9th. Thank you guys both for joining me.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
So I had you guys both on. You guys have actually both been on a bunch of episodes, mostly because the first time we talked, it was an in-person interview that I broke up into a lot of parts. That's called cheating, to get a bunch of episodes out of it. But at the time, Eryk was working on his first film as a director, which was Leon on Command, starring Meredith. And Meredith was working on her first film, which was Keepsake, starring her and Tracy Coppage. So this festival, Keepsake, is actually one of the films I will be screening, and Eryk is screening his second short, which is The Hoodoo of Sweet Mama Rosa. So tell us about how this came together. How did the screening come together, guys?
You want to start, Eryk?
You go ahead, Meredith. Ladies first.
Thank you. Okay. Well, I think that we just wanted an avenue where people could come and see the films. We wanted to screen it for the community. We wanted our friends to see it, family if they want to come out, and anybody else who's around town who's interested in local film. And we're excited because we made stuff. and you know, we wanted to be kind of low key and not like a festival atmosphere where you're like in the theater for a long period of time watching a bunch, or watching all day long. We thought an hour would be good. Monday night, people can come out after work, grab a beer or a glass of wine or a special cocktail.
Right. Now, 106 Main, it's interesting. I've been to 106 Main a couple times. They have, or actually for the Noir at the Bar events, which Eryk has put on, the readings by various crime authors. But I've never been there for any kind of screening. So tell us, why did you decide to screen movies there, and what's that setup going to be like? Because I don't think they have a built-in theater system.
No, we're going to get a screen. We've got Matt Haight, who did the lighting for Keepsake. He's helping us put together a nice AV setup, so we're going to screen, and it's going to look real good. I think as far as like screening quality, you're going to get the same that you would get at a festival and elsewhere. We just really like the feel of 106, like that dark. We're going for the Southern Gothic thing.
It's a cool bar. It's a really cool bar.
Yeah, that dark.
And the owner, Mike, is an awesome guy.
And Mike, who owns the place, has just been so super cool and supportive of the area's art scene that it's really a no-brainer to go and do something there.
It's nice.
They're normally closed on Mondays too, so we get the place.
Oh, I knew they were closed on Sunday. I didn't know they were closed on Monday too.
Oh yeah, man, that dude needs a couple days off.
Well, he is really awesome. He's always been very generous with us. When I interviewed you two guys, that was on a Sunday, and he came in and opened the place up and let us shoot there. So big shout out to Mike for being an awesome guy and working with everybody in the community. So everybody come out, buy a bunch of drinks.
Totally.
Prove to Mike it was totally worth it to open the doors on his day off. So, like I said, we have Keepsake, which is Meredith's debut as a director, and if you want to know more about Keepsake, you can go to our YouTube channel and see our episode where we talked with her about Keepsake.
Really? Did we talk about Keepsake? I haven't seen that episode.
I thought that one went up already.
Oh.
I kept thinking that I needed to put it out, and then I went and looked, and I thought I saw that it was on there. If it's not, then I am really way behind. But
man, I need to watch that.
If it's not up, I will put it up. One of you guys have your speakers turned up? I get a little echo going on here.
It is possible.
It might be me.
Of course, I don't want you to not be able to hear what everyone else is saying, so.
What?
Oh, man. But anyways, can you hear me, Meredith?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, Keepsake, even though you actually made that one a little while ago and you're working on a new film right now, this is not Keepsake's debut, right?
Well, it won't be because the film will be screening it will have its debut in Alexandria, Virginia, just 2 days before the event.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking it was at Carborough last year, but actually I'm thinking about Spin.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. So really, this will be the first time that it's been seen in this area.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, last time we talked to you, you were working on the sound and the music and everything. So tell us how all that's come together, because I'm curious how that all turned out.
Well, it came together beautifully. Like, I mean, Walt Boss and Vicky Limar were working on it, the sound design, and man, I love it. Crystal clear. and the music is wonderful. Emma Nadeau and Josh Starmer were the original composed original music for it, and so I'm thrilled at what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Moaners contributed a song for the ending credits.
Oh, that's nice. And that sounds like all stuff that I never saw in the rough cut. So that'll even be something new for me to see when we're at the screening. So that's cool. So what were some of the lessons you learned on your first film? Like I said, you're working on another one, and if you'd like to tell us a little bit about what your second film is about. But what are some of the things you learned on this first film, Keepsake, that you're applying towards making your new one?
Well, I tried to be very organized during production for Keepsake, and I think I kept a lot of that for production of Cheat Proof, which is the new one, Cheat Proof. But I hope I've relaxed a little bit. I was pretty, like, must be done, schedule, the first go round, and
those freshman nerves have calmed a little bit.
I hope so. I hope I've mellowed out a little. And then also, I'm already starting to think about post-production. I waited a long time to start post for Keepsake, and I'm not going to take as long of a break. I've already started editing the cheat-proof footage that we do have, and I'm already in contact with the musicians. So. Okay. That sort of thing. I'm just trying to, because for me, for Keepsake, post-production was more piecemeal because I was really trying to learn that aspect of it. And I was
not
really
something you had a lot of experience with as an actor. Normally you do your thing and then you're done, and a couple weeks later the director comes back having done magic, and there's
Yes. So I was definitely learning. That was a huge education for me. And so I'm kind of trying to plan post while I'm, still shooting little bits. We have about probably 2 days more to shoot on Cheat Proof, maybe a little more.
Well, that's cool. Now, normally, because there is a festival season, and I guess Keepsake is going to start making the rounds now. Are you going to try to get Cheat Proof out this year, or is that going to be available for people to watch next year?
I hope it will be available for people to watch next year. Okay. I'm not going to try to rush it. I'm going to just try to, get it done in a timely fashion. And, I'm not going to be, like, crazy, trying to meet a deadline. I want it to unfold at a nice pace.
Well, there's no point in rushing. It's better to have a really, really good product to show people rather than something you slap together to hit some kind of deadline. Because it's going to live on in whatever state you put it out there in, so you might as well make it good.
Yeah, I'll try.
Now, it's worth noting that both your films, both Keepsake and Cheat Proof, were written by Eryk.
Yep.
Who also wrote both of his films. Eryk does quite a bit of writing.
He's prolific.
Very, very.
It's kind of a hobby of mine.
He had to kick a group of writers out of his living room just to get this episode started.
We're all waiting on Eryk.
Always waiting on Eryk. And then he comes in and complains because you can see my pet snake in the background. He's flipping out.
I told you I was kidding. You play the snake.
he started crying and throwing his hands up in the air. There were tears. It was
It was a
embarrassing,
minor
but
tantrum.
we placated him. So yes, Eryk Pruitt, the prolific writer, wrote both of Meredith's shorts, and he's also written both of his own shorts. Now, Hoodoo of Sweet Mama Rosa, as we've mentioned earlier, is actually your second film. Liana on Command was the first, and this is your second one. So could you tell us some of the things you learned on your first film, Liana, that you applied to Hoodoo of Sweet Mama Rosa, and whether you thought the process was easier or harder, or how things changed?
Well, Liana, Hoodoo is actually supposed to be the first film that I made, and as we were getting closer to the production dates, I think there were several locations and 6 actors, 3 of whom I'd never worked with before. It's easy enough to just take people like Meredith and Tracy Coppage and Jeff Moore, and they're just going to make whatever you do look good.
People who are hanging out in your living room already anyways.
Yeah, but to actually work with 3 people that I had to audition and come in and I've never worked with before, I was getting kind of nervous and trying to put together all of those locations. So right beforehand, those folks and the great, wonderful Nick Carner all kind of suggested to take Liana, which was a more controlled experience. There was 3 actors, all 3 of whom I'm comfortable with and can trust, and then Nick, who can do just about everything. Nick's like a Swiss Army knife for filmmakers. And there was 1 location and 2 days and etc. And that was just basically to get my confidence up to do this bigger project, because I had never directed anything before. And so what I learned was basically how to take, how to just like compartmentalize that filmmaking experience and to feel a lot more comfortable and confident in doing it.
So just to get the timeline straight, at Hoodoo was supposed to be the first film. At that time, you had already written Liana?
Yes.
And was that just meant to be a short story, or had you intended to make it into a film?
They both were just short stories. They both were short stories. The Hoodoo of Sweet Mama Rosa was published in a New York City magazine called Zimble in their 3rd issue. And yeah, that's where it was. It was always a story I really liked a lot because it had a lot of the voice and things that I wanted, I was just starting to experiment with that I wanted to carry through with my fiction. And when I started thinking about what I could do to actually make a film, that was the one that I really wanted to try. It was the one that I thought was going to be the most challenging and one that I was able to tackle with my limited resources. So they both were short stories. Liana we filmed over 2 days in July of last year. And then in August, over 4.5 days, we did Hoodoo.
Okay, so still a very short production schedule on that one.
Yes.
So
well,
tell us
if you're talking about Hoodoo, we actually started the pre-production in January.
Okay.
And we picked the days in August because heat plays a major factor in the film. And without I don't want to give too much away, but heat plays such a major factor that we were looking at the almanac and plus our own experiences saying that, you know what, if we want to get heat in hot, sunny days, we got to film in August. So we just used those 8 months for pre-production. However, if you guys remember the August of 2014, it was like uncharacteristically rainy. It never got over 85 degrees. Every day was cloudy and overcast in the threat of rain. We're like, what the fuck? So you'll find that the film is actually shot in black and white, and that's why, is because we couldn't trust that the weather would be sunny. And it was a decision we made at the last minute. Within the last 2 or 3 days, like, you know what if we just do black and white? I'd seen Clerks in that movie Escape from Tomorrowland and how they were able to overcome a lot of the obstacles they had. And so it was like, if we do black and white, we can, just blow out the sky and make it sunny, because one thing you're not going to notice because of our post-production is, dude, it was fucking cloudy every day, and we're supposed to be playing, this movie's supposed to be taking place in a really, really hot summertime scene.
Right. And with the sweltering heat blowing out the sky actually helps add an effect to it. So
yeah.
And the photography is gorgeous. I mean, it looks
Alex Manus.
Alex Manus, yeah.
Yeah, he is the savior. We had been working with Nick, and then Nick's back went out, and Alex stepped right in like a champ and just and knocked the whole thing out for us.
Wow, that is great. You were talking about Alex earlier, weren't you, Meredith? You
Yeah,
helped him shoot a trailer for a play just earlier today.
yeah, today, yeah.
Sounds like a prolific guy. I'll have to get him on here sometime. I've never met the guy.
He does those noir, the last few noir of our posters for us, the ones with
Oh,
Tracy and
okay.
Meredith all mauled up.
I've never met Nick Carner either, but you assure me he's real, and I just keep taking your word for it.
Oh, he's very real. He's
In fact, he's in the
Super
room with
duper.
us right now.
he's always with
The
us.
spirit of Nick Carner is around us all. So, getting back to the screening, Keepsake only has 2 stars in it, Meredith and Tracy Coppage, and Tracy's actually going to be there, right?
Oh yeah, I'm so glad she's gonna be there.
And Tracy also has a part in the Hoodoo of Sweet Mama Rosa. This is just one incestuous little filmmaking community.
Yeah,
Everybody's in
so
everybody's
does
thing.
Meredith.
We
Meredith's in there
love
too.
each other.
Meredith has a part too. Hoodoo I have not seen yet, so I only saw
Really?
one clip which had Tracy in it, but I did not see whatever part you were in. So there we go.
Surprises to come.
Okay, so we know 2 of the actors from Eryk's film will also be there. Who else from the cast and crew is supposed to be in attendance?
We'll also have Jeffrey Moore. He's in Hoodoo. Jimmy J.W. Smith. Him and Logan Harrison are the stars. Jimmy's an old Walter Hill veteran. Big on. He was in like 3 episodes of Hill Street Blues. I mean, if you look at J.W. Smith on IMDb, it's like 5 pages long.
He's actually straight out of Hollywood. He was actually in the industry for many years.
His first movie was The Warriors. You know the old Walter Hill picture? He's the one that's
Mhm.
hanging off the bus of the AC Turnbulls with the baseball bat.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's in Red Heat, Johnny Handsome. Guy, he's in everything. He's amazing. I can't even say amazing. Enough times. We've also
And he's
got.
here in this area now, right? You didn't have to fly him in or anything. He actually lives in Durham, right?
He certainly is. He certainly is, and he's picking up steam again.
Okay, because he was out of the game for a while. When you found him, he wasn't acting anymore. Or was he just doing little stuff here and there? Because I got the impression that he hadn't been doing any acting in a while, and I was curious if he was just, if he was able to just step right into the part. And
Oh, he certainly was. He certainly was. I got his information from Jay Oberski, who was working with him on some theatrical stuff in the area.
okay, so he does still do a little acting.
Yeah. We also have Logan Harrison as a 10-year-old boy from Wake Forest, who we auditioned, I think, 15 kids for this role, and he nailed it. He got everything we wanted. And also,
how old was he actually? He was playing 10. How old was he?
he's playing 13. He's 10 years old, but he's playing 13.
Oh, he was 10 playing 13. Okay.
Yeah. And then we've got Rita Gonzalez, who plays the titular character, Sweet Mama Rosa.
Okay.
She's a former Telemundo actress.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, a local person? She lives around here?
I think she just lives right up the road from me.
Oh, wow. Cool. And all these people are supposed to be there, right?
Yeah, they have told me they're going to be there.
Hopefully it is. Things always come up, but hopefully they're all able to make it. You've already had. Now this is actually going to be the premiere of this.
Oh, Hoodoo?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Both of these films. Yeah, that was kind of the thing. Is like both of us are planning to enter the films in a couple of festivals, and then hopefully, our Facebook walls for the next year are going to be littered every once in a while with a new laurel. Said, hey, we got into the Dinkytown Film Festival, or we got into
I love Dinkytown. That festival.
Yeah, dude,
is
it's great. It's great. We get into every film festival we can, and hopefully we can put it up. We'll be putting that up there, and there will be people saying, "Hey, how can we see it?" Well, unfortunately, because of film festival rules, we can't just put it on the internet and show it to all of our friends. So that's kind of what this is. Is hopefully we can get our friends to come out and see this film that A, we've been working on for a very long time, and B, that hopefully we'll be able to show to film festival audiences, which are going to be far flung. But this gives us an opportunity to show our friends and our community and our peers.
Right. Those people on Facebook who have been seeing all your set photos and all that stuff and saying, what the hell is this thing they've been working on? Well, folks, this is your chance to get out and see it.
And one other thing I like to bring up to everybody, if you're on the fence about going, is that both of these two films, and I'm just saying this because I wrote both of the films, or because Meredith is in both of them, and etc. But like, when you hear about, oh yeah, these two independent short films are going to be showing, and I know what you're thinking, you're like, oh man, I've seen indie short films before. Listen to me, these don't suck. Like these indie short films don't suck. And I know you're already thinking, I fell for that once before. I went to this film festival, and there were a whole bunch of stinkers before I got to my brother-in-law's film. That's not the case right here. All our fucking stars are out on November 9th. We put it all into these films, and you guys come on by. It's only an hour, so even if it is a little stinky, it's only an hour, and you're going to have some really dynamic personalities to hang out with, and some fucking booze. So you're good. You're good.
Yeah, even if the movies aren't that great, you can get nice and drunk ahead of time, so you can say plenty of nice things with a straight face.
It's like my philosophy with food. Just keep putting cheese on it until it tastes better. Just order another drink. The film's going to rock.
There you go. Absolutely. Why are you writing novels and not ad copy? I mean,
exactly.
There better be posters all over town that says Southern Gothic Film Hour. These films don't suck. That's a tagline right there.
Thank you.
They don't suck.
No, they don't. You're right, Meredith. They don't.
They do not. I like I said, I saw a rough cut of Keepsake, and it's very good. Like you said, Nick Carner did an amazing job shooting it, and you and Tracy were
Ishmael shot
Ishmael. Ish wrote yours.
Ishmael
got yours. Yes, absolutely. Ish is always an interesting guy.
Yes.
Oh, I hope Ish is there. Is Ish gonna come to the screening?
I hope so. I mean, I'm hoping a lot of the crew from Keepsake will definitely be there, but
Ish
I'm not sure.
If Ish isn't there, he's like fucking cliff diving in Jamaica or some crazy shit.
I know. Like searching for buried treasure at the bottom of the ocean.
That guy's a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
I gotta get him on here sometime. Hopefully not sober. That'll be a trip.
Ish on mushrooms. That's what you want to do.
Oh Lord, no, I cannot imagine. Cannot. That's of course that's one of the plus sides about doing these over Google Hangout is that he can trip his balls off in his own living room, and I could just watch it on a webcam. I don't have to watch him trip over my couch. Oh man, so much fun. So many fun people in this community.
There's some characters.
Agreed.
There are some characters.
And a lot of them are going to be out there on November 9th for this screening. So, but that's that's a good point. A lot of people make these short films, and you always hear people say, "No, there's not really a lot of money in it." So, what's the point of not just putting it online? Oh, you made a short film? Well, why can't I just watch it on YouTube or anything? And the big thing, like you said, Eryk, is because a lot of these festivals, I mean, the closest chance you have to really getting something out of your short film is to get it in festivals and hopefully get a lot of accolades and exposure and help build your brand so that each subsequent thing you're making can build up some steam. And unfortunately, one of the side effects of the festival circuit is you can't just have, the film that they're trying to bring people into their event to see can't be on YouTube for people to just watch and say, I saw that already. I don't need to pay for a ticket to go to this festival. So it's really nice that you guys are, doing this one screen. There's your loophole. You found your loophole. You can do a screening at a bar at 106 Main for all your friends and family and anybody in the general public to come out and watch. Before it gets off the festival circuit. They don't have to wait another year and a half.
Yeah.
Right. For $5.
For $5. Oh, really? You're charging a cover for this one?
It is going to be a cover. It's going to raise money for festival entries.
Oh, okay.
And we had to rent a few things to be able to do the screening. So it's paying for equipment rental and future screening.
And Mike was like, if I got to come in on my day off, got to be something in it for me, man. So tip your bartender well, folks, because Mike is working hard on his day off for you. Well, awesome, guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me. Are there any other projects? I mean, obviously we're plugging this one. If folks want to look it up on Facebook, it's the Southern Gothic Film Hour. It's going to be on November 9th. Of course, this is not relevant after next week, but so you can go on Facebook and look it up there. What else are you guys working on right now? Meredith, what projects are you working on?
Well, we just talked about Cheat Proof,
Mm-hmm.
which is in production. So that's the main thing that I'm working on right now.
You say you're trying to plan ahead, as you're shooting, you're trying to think about post-production. Are you thinking so far ahead that you're also thinking about what your next project is going to be?
Yeah, I've definitely got some ideas rattling around in my noggin.
Okay.
But
and Eryk is writing it as we speak?
no, but maybe you will.
You probably
we'll talk
will.
afterwards, Eryk. Eventually, I hope to make a feature, and I would love for Eryk to write that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'd be down. I'm down. I'm down.
He can do it. The man can crank him out. He actually just wrote 2 screenplays for me during this episode.
He's so prolific.
Yeah.
Eryk,
if you heard any clicking in the background, that's Eryk working on his next screenplay.
Eryk, you're so prophylactic.
And it just went blue.
Sorry. I'm tired. I'm punchy.
I'm a rubber and you're glue.
Oh, man. That's what I love about these shows. We can drink while we do it, and nobody has to drive home.
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, did I say what Keepsake is about? Because maybe that might...
No, I told everybody they can go watch the episode that may or may not exist about Keepsake. But yes, please, something we probably should have done 20 minutes ago, folks. Meredith, please tell everybody what the damn movie's about.
Right. Hi, my cat's right here. It's about 2 estranged sisters, Misty and Julie, and they return to their childhood home to sort through their late mother's estate. And unfortunately for them, their mother was a hoarder, and so they have
to go through.
They have to work through all of this, just stacks and piles, and as they do, they begin to reconnect in ways, and there are some obstacles that they have to overcome, and then they also discover basically a family secret that answers some questions.
Plot twist.
What was that?
I said plot twist.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
No, it's a very cool movie, and if not that you shouldn't be totally caught up in the characters and the drama, because that's all very good, but also pay attention to the set design. They had to actually make a house look like a hoarder had lived in it for 20, 30 years, and the intricately stacked rolls of toilet paper are quite impressive.
That was all Derek Ivey. Derek Ivey was production designer on it, and he's amazing. So, yeah.
Okay, sorry we did not get to that earlier. Like I said, I'm going to go on here on YouTube and say, fuck, that episode is not out. What the hell was I thinking?
Well, then what is Hoodoo about, Eryk?
I'm glad you asked, Meredith.
Why am I here? She's doing my job for me.
This one question.
We're going to make a sandwich.
Hoodoo is about an old man named Poke Billet who's been mowing the yards in the neighborhood for as long as anybody can remember, and the 13-year-old boy Georgie Sinclair who will stop at nothing to move in on his action.
Ah, okay, cool. It sounds sneaky.
It's a mood piece.
It is.
And it's a little longer. Shorts go, right? It's like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's 26 minutes. Hopefully people can handle it.
The bar is open, folks.
Exactly.
You can make it through 26-minute short.
And it doesn't suck.
And it doesn't suck.
Yeah, we're hoping to have some signature cocktails. And what is the name of yours?
Cool.
Eryk?
What's that?
Your signature cocktail name. Can we let those go?
I think mine's called the Underbelly.
It's not called the Hoodoo? Can't get a Hoodoo?
You can call it whatever you like. You know,
the Underbelly, though. I like the sound of the Underbelly. What's in an Underbelly?
What's that?
I said, what's in an Underbelly?
About 2 ounces of bourbon, Ice is optional. You put it in the glass. Repeat often as necessary. Stay away from mirrors.
Nice.
Good luck with that in 106
A
Maine.
Yeah.
drink I can actually make.
Good point, Sause.
And what would yours be, Meredith?
Well, I think I'm going to call it the Hoarder House Hoedown because it's fall, you know,
Because
and it's
alliteration.
thematic. But as to what's in it yet, I haven't decided. There are going to be lots of things, obviously.
Wow.
And maybe like, you know, bring in some autumn themes into
Okay.
mix.
Like a pumpkin spiced Long Island iced tea.
Oh, gross. I got a headache just hearing that.
It's fall. It's pumpkin spice everything. Can't get away from it. This microphone here is pumpkin spice, I think.
Dude, if you ever saw the inside of a pumpkin slaughterhouse, you'd never drink another one of those things again.
Oh man, I don't even want to think about it. You hope that they kill them humanely, but deep down in your heart, you know they don't. They cut corners for budgetary reasons, and it's just awful. Yeah, best not to think about it. So yeah, I'm usually more of a beer drinker. I'm not a liquor expert. There was one drink I used to love back when I was in college. It was called a sour apple. Found this recipe online. I forget exactly what it was. It was like 3 parts Crown Royal. No, it was 2 parts Crown Royal, 1 part like sour liqueur, like Pucker's sour apple liqueur, and
Yep.
3 parts whiskey sour mix. And I used to just get obliterated on that thing. I think that may be one of the reasons why I don't drink as much liquor anymore, is because I made myself sick on it with that drink.
It's all the people back in your dorm room. It's like, who drank all the pucker?
Oh, Bob, where are you? All the fucking Crown Royal's gone again. Yeah, that was, and if you made it right, it tasted just like a green Jolly Rancher. But it was
good.
like 40% alcohol. So, yeah, good times, I'm told.
In college, I did most of my drinking out of trash cans. Saved you a
Oh,
trip.
man. Well, this has been the Drinking Hour with Bob Walters. But no, seriously, folks, the Southern Gothic Film Hour, 2 great short films from 2 local heroes of the film community, Meredith Sause and Eryk Pruitt. Thank you guys again for coming on the show. Eryk, you did not tell us what you're working on next.
Oh yeah, Eryk, what you got coming up?
Well, I mean, I've got 2 books out right now, Dirtbags and Hashtag. Get on your Amazon or what have you. And
Go on Amazon, leave a 5-star review.
Please do.
Both super sick novels. Super sick.
Thank you very much. So we're working on getting that 3rd one done. Yeah, and I've got some short fiction out there. One just came out in Thuglit, and one I hope to be announced and very soon is going to come out, as well as a short story collection. So
Nice. Any screenplays in the works?
as a matter of fact, yes.
Cool. Glad to hear it.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to see you are keeping busy. Meredith, you too.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad I'm busy too.
Oh, I should also throw this out there too. If you're watching this and you happen to be living in Dallas or going to Dallas next week on the 12th, I do have a reading at the Wild Detectives bookstore. Please go there. It's going to be a reading not only with Clay Reynolds, Max Booth III, Jedediah Aries, Rod Davis, Harry Hunsicker, Opalina Salas, and the Joe Lansdale, along with myself. So please, 7 o'clock, November the 12th in Dallas at the Wild Detective Bookstore. It's going to be a hoot.
It sounds
Nice.
like a treat.
Nice.
Yeah.
And of course, you can find more stuff from Eryk at erykpruitt.com, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
You also have a radio show now. You've done 3 episodes now? 2? 3?
Yes, the 3rd one will actually be the morning of the Southern Gothic show, so it's going to be a long day for me.
You're driving all over town.
Yeah,
I think
that
we
morning
can do it.
is going to be a lot of fun. It's the crime scene. I'm still on here, or am I frozen?
No, you're there.
Okay. It's the crime scene with Eryk Pruitt. You can Google that, baby. And November the 9th, 10 a.m. We also podcast it after, and it streams live at wcomfm.org. That issue, we're going to be discussing race in crime fiction. I may get fired. Who knows? But we'll see. Because I've got Danny Gardner, who's a stand-up comedian from L.A. I don't know if we'll be able to handle that guy. His book, A Negro and an Ofe, is going to be releasing right beforehand. We have Howard Kraft, the creator of the Jade City Chronicles, and Sean Crosby, the author, Thuglet author, driving in from Virginia to join us in the booth. So it's going to be
a crowded studio.
It's going to be a great show. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And this is the one that's right over there by the Cat's Cradle, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And also, as I've noticed listening to several of the podcasts, located right next to the railroad tracks.
Yeah. There's the old 1027, right on time.
Remember, folks, if you ever need to build a radio station, do not build it next to the railroad tracks. No amount of soundproofing can save you from that one.
or the slaughterhouse.
Or the slaughterhouse. Oh. The pumpkin slaughterhouse. Never build your radio studio next to the pumpkin slaughterhouse. You'll have nightmares for weeks. And what was the other thing? Got something else. Oh, yes. Awkward Conversations with Geeky Writers.
Yeah,
is a web show you do, about once every 3 months?
Yeah, I think that's about the way it goes. I think they're talking about doing a holiday one, but I don't think we've set a date.
Okay. A little Christmas drinking?
Yeah, you're always great on that, Bob.
I'm practicing my super fast Photoshop skills.
You
throw
got
something nasty together every time somebody makes a stupid ass comment.
I think you steal the show.
I've gotten a few mentions, but no, the show is about you and your friends, Todd Kessling, Anthony Rapino,
Yardley, and Anthony Rapino.
Mm-hmm. And they do that on Google, like we said, about quarterly. You can keep an eye on Facebook for the event pages. So yeah, you have definitely got your schedule full, man. All sorts of cool ways people can find you.
Yeah.
And where can people find your stuff, Meredith? Website or?
Yeah, I usually keep. I have an actor website. It's meredithsause.com, and it usually has current projects, and I'll have I'll update that with whatever I'm working on film-wise.
Nice. Well, cool. Everybody be sure to check these guys out. They are always up to something cool. By the time you listen to this, they'll probably be moved on to 10 more super awesome projects. And I cannot wait to see what they are. I love having you guys on. It's always so much fun. I was worried, we hit the 10-minute mark, and I'm like, I'm running out of questions. What the hell are we going to talk about? And we have officially been going for a little over a half hour now. So
Hoorah! Sorry.
Yeah.
Hoorah!
No, absolutely. That means we've been having fun. I think we'll call this episode the Pumpkin Slaughterhouse. Something like that. So, but yeah, this has been another episode of Local Film Talk. You can check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe and get all the new episodes. You can also subscribe to our RSS feed and get the podcast version. And also check out the show notes to see all the links to the things these guys are doing. Always cool stuff. And you can follow, I'm on Twitter at @paradise_Bob. What are your Twitter handles, guys?
Reverend Eryk.
At Reverend Eryk. And Meredith, you are?
At Drowning Lovers.
At Drowning Lovers. I expect both our viewers to go and sign up to follow those guys on Twitter right away. But this has been another episode of Local Film Talk. Thank you, everybody who has tuned in or downloaded the show. Thank you, Eryk Pruitt and Meredith Sause, for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. I loved it. Thanks for having us.